And welcome back to Horse Racing Radar TV for Horse Racing today at Belmont at the Big A, one of the most weirdly named tracks on the planet. But we got an 8-race card today. Hopefully, what is that noise?
Just the sound thing.
One of these big days of news today. A new pope, right? New trade agreement. Yep. So a lot going on in the world. Hopefully, we can make a very, very tiny contribution to the news of the day by hitting some nice winners. Of course, we hope to get nice winners with our free picks today over at Guaranteed Tip Sheet. There's a link in the description below at Belterra Park in Ohio, I believe, where the track is fast, the racing is furious, and of course, the picks are free. There's a link in the description below. As we make our way through the show today, our data sheet is, of course, free. There's a link for that in the description as well, along with a link to the data sheet explained, or SmartSheets explained. I'll have to change that because we've branded them as SmartSheets. Terry, and then when the show is over, head over to horseracingtoday.net. Right in the middle of the screen, we'll post all of our comments, our thoughts, our race replay. And whilst you're there, hit that HRT gear button. Come on over to Horse Racing Today. 10% if you get 3 things or more to help support the show. We would greatly appreciate that. We certainly greatly appreciate a winner in the opener. It makes the day go a lot easier. What are the conditions here, Terry?
All right. Well, we're going to start out at 6.5 furlongs. It's a maiden claiming race, $50,000 claiming price, purse $52,000 for maidens, 3-year-olds and upward.
Yeah, there's quite a few of these 6.5 furlong races today. So keep an eye on the opener for the track bias. But so far, early speed has been the way to the winner's circle with 39%. Larry Zonka, there's a blast from the past. Outside posts have proven to be better than inside posts. Pointed out, we have 1,000. Here's the data sheet. I got them in order. What am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. All right. Race number 1, Terry. We're looking for some outside speed. We do got a Buffalo Girl on the outside that can get going.
We sure do. It has lots of speed. I think this horse gets a clean break. Going to get that quarter pole first.
You know, we also see the 7, 4, and 6 popping in there today. Our race shape, really no pilots. 1 co-pilot into 4. These EPs can be pilots or co-pilots. No PCs, closers. The 1 and 5 today, they make their debuts, Mr. Terry. So far, nobody's proven that they can get above that par speed figure.
No, but the 2 actually, I think it's a 4. Got a maybe, didn't it? Yeah, the 4 got a maybe. So it came really close to doing that. And actually, if you look at that data, there's 4 of these horses that have a really good chance of doing that today, either equaling or exceeding the speed par race.
Par plus. Mm-hmm. That's 1,000 simulations where we calculate out a projected speed figure, and then 451 times Lean Music Machine managed to post a simulated speed figure of 85 or better. Terry, we do know without any speculation which jockeys and trainers make the best combinations.
Yeah, the 6 has the best jockey, 1 has the best trainer, but I think the 6 is the best jockey-trainer combination.
Yes, indeed. And yesterday we saw a whole lot of simulation favorites find their way to the winning circle. That's the 6, error rate. Over here, we have the 4 with the biggest in-race advantage. That's about every 5 points equals 1 length. So about a 1.5 length late speed edge. It is also our top total pace horse. A few of those won yesterday as well, Terry. So who's winning the opener?
Well, I like that for Lean Music Machine. He finished second in his last race as the favorite, but has a trainer with 31% of the races when bringing a beaten favorite back to race again. He has the best start speed among today's starters, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. Then I like Ranger Battalion 7. He has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 23% of the maiden claiming races. He has a horse running in, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. And then the 6, my third choice, has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 27% of the maiden claiming races. He has a horse running in, and he switches the high percentage winning jockey. Number 1 is my long shot, Natural Hunk. He's a first-time starter whose dam has 3 winners from 4 starters. His breeding suits today's distance, and he has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 50% of the races with first-time starters.
Mm-hmm. So We're looking at, for me, I'm going to go with the one horse, the Natural Hunk, the first time starter. The reason being, all of these folks are to know. It's 2.92, so that's out of 3 points that we rank first time starters. The first place I've seen to give some insights on where you might think about putting a first time starter in your mix. Anything over 2.5 versus a field of no's or maybes warrants some action. After that, I'm going to go with the 4 horse. That's going to be your likely favorite. It is right now at 4-5, according to the bettors. Most consistent horse in the race, closest to running over par so far. We saw a lot of key stats in the sheet. Also working out well. The 7 Ranger Battalion, my third choice. Excellent chance today to be the pace setter. And then I'm going to go with the 6 horse Air Rate. That one is your simulation favorite, and we saw plenty of those win yesterday. I'm going to do a $1 exacta key box, 1 with all. Our good friend, Don Johnson, likes when we do races 1 and 2 before the first race gets running. So let's do race number 2 now. I think you're on mute, Terry. I have no idea. I can't hear you. Are you on mute, Terry?
Yep. Sorry about that. Okay. Race number 2 is a mile, and it's a claiming race, $30,000 claiming price, $41,000 purse, and for 3-year-olds and upwards, which have never won 2 races.
So 1 mile, you see here at Aqueduct, it is a 1-turn mile, so it acts more like a sprint. We see that there is an inside edge where speed does win. 4 through 7 get a discount. 8 and out are fair, Mr. Terry. So some inside speed could be useful in that 1 turn around the track, and sure looks like one of them is going to be hard to catch early on.
Yeah, that number 3 has almost 3 times the speed, according to the data, to start out with than any of the other horses. So,
yes, we also see here in our race shape, the 3 is the only one that wants to pilot. A couple co-pilots, a couple that want to sit and coach. That usually does favor speed in here, Terry. But if it doesn't favor speed, you're looking at the 4 horse in here as a late pace closer. We also see a 2-point early speed edge for the 3. Did run the top last race speed figure, 9 points better than everybody else. Looks like a pretty big overlay too.
Yeah, it's actually, if you look there on the 3, it's 3-2 of the morning line. They're simulated odds, and it's looks like it could go off at 10-1. So that's pretty good. And then the 4 has a nice little overlay too, from 3-2 to 4-1.
2 horses with a good chance to hit par plus. Here we're looking at horses that showed some pace improvement in their last race. And here we see some actual faster fractions. Top 2 horses dropping in class. The bottom 3 moving up in class. Terry, who's the class jockey trainer combination?
Well, it looks like to me the 6 has the best trainer. The 4 has the best trainer. 6 has the best jockey, I'm sorry. And then the 1 actually has the best combination of jockey and trainer.
Who has the best combination of angles to make it to the top of your picks?
Okay. Let me get there. A little off today. I like the 6, Macaw. He's won his last race at Aqueduct. He has a high percentage win. Trainer wins 25% of the claiming races. He has a horse running in, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. Then I like number 1, Outsource. He has a high percentage win. Trainer wins 44% of the races the first time a horse he trains runs in a claiming race, and he has a high percentage winning jockey and a good workout on May 2nd. Game Time Gladiator, the 4, can improve while returning to dirt. Has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 26% of the races in the first race after claiming a horse. And he has a nice bullet workout on May 2nd. And then I like number 3 as my long shot, Unbroken Chain. Won his last race at Aqueduct, has a highest last race speed rating, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. The first Miami Vice Dr. Don Johnson pick 4. I'm going to use the 1-6. With the 2-5-6, with the 2-3-6-8, and finish up with a 3-5-6-8, $48 ticket.
Hello, Mr. Don Johnson. How are you today? President in 1940 used Al Capone's car for protection. Maybe he drove around in the tunnels here in Illinois that went from Chicago to Cicero that they used to take golf carts in when the FBI would show up with their doors. I'm going to go with the 3 horse, a little bit of a price at the top of my ticket. Did run that top last race speed figure, 4 solid workout cents. Only yes horse in the race. It is our sim favorite. Top total pace, 8.5. 2-length early speed edge. I don't think it goes off at 10-1. Game Time Gladiator to 4, tie for the other sim favorite, has a 1.5 length late speed edge, so I'm going to go with the tortoise and the hare. McCaw should see similar race in round 2 as it did in race 1 off the sidelines, and then outsourced to 1 horse, very consistent performer. The last race was better than the finish as he ran a lot faster by about 2 seconds. I'm going to go with a 50-cent pick 4, 3, 4, 2, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, 6, 7, 3, 5, 8, $48 as well. And I'm going to do another exact key box. Why not? With the 3 as a price with all in my picks. Looks like race number 1 is getting set to get going. Let's go back and see what race number 1 looks like. If you're looking for some value in the first race, according to the odds, maybe the 1 horse, the first time starter, 11-1. You got the 7 horse now actually taking over the favorite status at 1-1. Ranger Battalion, then the 4 horse at 6-5. The 5 horse at 36-1. We have it at 5-1. That's some pretty good value. The 6 horse, twice its odds. So looks like you take the long shots on the board, according to the bettors, put them together in a trifecta box or an exacta box. The 1, the 5, and the 6. And that would be the value way to put a ticket together today. All right, so let's see how they come out of the gates here. 7, the favorite, moving in calmly. It's the last to load, I think. Yep, indeed it is. They've panned out to the front of the gates at Belmont at the Big A, and they've running. Well, the 1 horse, the first-time starter, and the 5 horse, the other first-time starter, deciding that today wasn't the day. They wanted to start. They both came out of the gates very sluggishly. So the 5 horse is probably done, as is probably the 1 horse. He's trying to rush up into the mix there. Unless that 1 horse is pounds better than everybody else, kind of hard to run those accelerated fractions when you come out of the gate incorrectly. But right now, the 7, the favorite, is in front of the 6. And the 4 horse, the early favorite, now the second favorite, running in 3rd. He's going wide, probably going to run around everybody here as they make their way home. It does look like the 6 horse backing up a little bit. The 1 horse might find himself in the money there. He does. He's going wide up the track. So just a really green run altogether from the first-time starter. I would definitely put that horse in your horses to watch list, because bad break, up the track, 6 wide, coming out of the turn, just not really prepped for his first race today. Looks like it's going to go 7, and then the 4, and then the 6, and then the 1. So 7, 4, 6, 1. Again, I would, of all the horses in this race, I would circle the 1 horse as the one to watch the next time out. Terrible break, rushed up, wide trip, just horrible, horrible execution. I've said many times, race 1, the 6 for the win. I've said many times that I have nothing against jockeys. I've ridden a horse 1 time in my life. It did not go remotely close to how I wanted it to go. It went the way the horse wanted it to go, which I'm sure is the experience for a lot of jockeys. But in that argument, I would have to say, maybe people agree with me or disagree with me. And I guess in a way it does, jockeys do matter. But I've seen more jockeys lose races than I've seen jockeys win races. What do you think, Terry?
Yeah, I agree with you there.
Like, for example, you got a guy out on front all by himself. You got a 3-length lead over everybody else. Why do you got to run 21? Why can't you just run 22.5 and have a 1-length lead? I don't understand that. But again, I don't ride horses. 6.5 furlongs again for race number 3, like we saw in the opener. What are the rest of the details?
All right. Well, it's an optional claiming race, $32,000 claiming price per 60,000 for 4-year-olds and upward, which have started for a claiming price of 25,000 or less in 2024, 2025, or a claiming price of 32,000.
Yeah, we just saw the horses in that race get to the front and stay there. I would suspect that you'll probably see that be the case again. 40% of the time they win wire to wire. The outside horse in that case, the 7, did win. So outside is better than inside. So the bias held up in race number 1. Terry, if the bias holds up in race number 3, what are we looking at?
Well, the 6 has the most speed there, and followed up by the 4. So depending on who gets the best break, one of those should get to that quarter pole first, I think.
Well, if we look at our comfort zone down here, which measures the early pace, and then we compare it to their best performances, looks like the 6 horse, Terry, has a very high C-zone. Any of them that you see that might also offer a very high value?
Well, that 2 shows a little bit value from 3-2 to 5-2. And that's about the only value I see there. So,
yes, all of them have shown they can hit par. All of them show that they can go above par again. You got the 4 with better pace, the 7 with better pace. And then you got a few in here with better fractions last time. All of them moving down in class. Terry, this might be a race where anybody can win, so pay attention to jockeys and trainers, and who might they be?
Well, the best jockey is the 2, best trainer the 5, according to the data. But I think the best combination is the 2 horse.
Usually the top 4 horses in our top total pace produce the winners. Yesterday, a lot of the ones that were at the top of the list actually did win. I think the only race where the one wasn't in the top 4 was the final race where the 5-horse won. It was actually 5th, only like a third of a point behind the 4th place horse. So outside the top, but very close. Who's top here, Terry?
Well, I like the 6 Gray Wing. Won 3 races out of the last 5 starts and has a high percentage winning jockey and a good workout on May 3rd. Then I like number 5 Spun and Run. Finished 3rd in his last race. His early speed running style will help his chances. Then the 2 is my 3rd choice. Has 2 wins out of 7 starts at Aqueduct, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Then I like number 4 is my long shot Dots Dollar. Ran 2nd versus similar in his last race. He has the highest speed figure at today's distance, and his best 3rd speed is fastest among today's starters. No additional bets for me here.
I believe the 2-horse Bramito is probably your winner, Ito, today. Simulation favorite, top total pace horse. I saw that combination a lot in my notes, so why not? Number 4, Dots Dollar in the money, 6 out of 7 races at the distance. That's a pretty good number. Should be forward, better early pace, better fractions. Number 6, Gray Wing. That one has all that early speed, top C zone. And the 2 times that jockey Manny Franco won, 2 times that horse has won. 5-horse, Spun and One, highly consistent performer. And the trainer, I didn't want to pronounce his name, so I just went with the trainer. First time off the claim, wins at a nice alpha angle, 23%. I'm going to put $12. I think I actually have a few more dollars left, but $12 to win on the 2 Bramito in race number 3. Only 8 races today. Again, I feel like we're stealing when we only do 8 races, Terry. But the 4th one marks the end of the first half of the card. Tell us all about it.
Yes, it's a 1-mile race, claiming race, $30,000 claiming price, purse $43,000 for 3-year-olds and upward, which have not won 3 races.
1 mile again. So we're seeing that 6.5 furlongs, 1 mile, 6.5 furlongs, 1 mile, 1 turn. That favors early speed. The inside 3 have an edge over the rest. 4 through 7, a little bit of a discount. 8 and out, they snap back to fair. So do we have any inside horses, Terry, that when the gates open, the rest will have to chase?
Well, actually, the best data there is the 6, although the 1 does have some speed. So, I think it depends on who gets a clean break there, but the 6 should get to the finish line or to the quarter pole first.
So apparently the new pope is the first American pope. But just breaking news from my hometown, Chicago. I don't know his name. If it's the cardinal from here. Anyway, yeah. So we look at some of this data. Everybody dropping in class there, Terry. We do have one pretty solid jockey trainer combination as well as a pretty hot jockey with the 2.
Yeah, the 2 has the best jockey, but the 3 has the best combination of jockey trainer for this race.
Yeah, we see here, Terry, we got a lot of horses that showed some early pace. Just the trio with better fractions with the 3. Lou, the only one showing better quarter mile and better half-mile fractions. Our race shape, again, most everybody wants to be middle back. They tend to favor speed, Terry. Of those, the 6 and the 4 are going to be in the front. Neither one of them with a particularly high comfort zone in there at all. The 5-horse on our speed chart has the most upside, according to its recent racing history. We do see the 6-horse in there, Terry, the first call leader with an 8-point total pace advantage, usually enough to factor in. Is the 6-horse factoring into your picks in race 4?
Well, I like the 3 to start with. Lou finished in has a high percentage when trainer jockey and has a bullet workout on May 1st. And then I like the 2 Glint. Has won 2 races out of the last 3 starts, drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Then I like the 6 He drops in class today, has the highest speed figure at today's distance. His best start speed is fastest among today's starters. Has a good workout on April 30th. Blame it on Daddy. The 8 is the long shot, ran third in his last race, can handle the distance, and he has a high percentage winning Jockey. No additional bets for me here.
I'm going to start with the 2-horse Glint as the first selection for me in race 4. I don't know what happened in its last race. Got caught wide and just gave up. This time around, the move inside helps. This guy's liked the mile 5 out of 6 times, been in the distance, in the money. Arcadia in the 7-horse. That's a great place to go. Arcadia, California. You want to go to Santa Anita and the foothills of the San Gabriel Mountains. Beautiful track. I think it has been listed as the most beautiful track in the world. I'm sure you've been there, Terry. Do you agree with that assessment?
Yeah, it is really nice. I like it.
Yeah, I've been there once or twice, too. I stayed across the street at a hotel where they filmed a horror movie. I wasn't in it, unfortunately, though my days at the track may have resembled the movie. But this one's running at the lowest level since winning its maiden by 9 lengths. The only other time that Manny Franco ran on this horse. Number 3, Lou, third choice for me, ran faster last out. 2 really nice workouts since then. And then the 6-horse, Narciso Dali. That's my third choice. Should be on the front. Top total pace of 8. I'm going to do a 50-cent trifecta box, 2, 3, 6, and 7. Hope to cash a decent ticket there with the maybe some horses going up in odds. The 5th race is our race of death. It connects, well, it ends the opening pick 4 and then opens the late pick 4, Terry. And much like the opening race, we go back to 6.5 furlongs.
We sure do, and it's a maiden claiming race, $30,000 claiming price. Purse $38,000 for maidens, fillies, and mares, 3-year-olds and upward, folded in New York State and approved by the New York State Bred Registry.
So race number 4, Christopher D'Souza, hot and heavy on that 7 with the 4, the 2 in A's trifecta and exacta box. At 6.5 furlongs, again, speed does win. We saw that hold up in the first race. Outside horses do better than inside horses. Maybe that'll hold up in the 5th race as well, Terry. But it looks like some of it, there's plenty of speed on the outside, but the fastest of all is in the inside.
That's right. But I think that 3 and 5 could go head-to-head to that quarter pole.
We see here no true front runners. None of the horses that can pilot or co-pilot. A couple co-pilots in here with the 3 and the 5. A closer. First time today, we see the 2, 4, and 7 in the NC column, meaning they have not finished recently within 5 lengths of the winner. And today, the 8 makes its debut. Only 2.26 points, though, out of 3. Ordinarily, I like to see that number at 2.5 or better. But, Terry, it looks like they all have struggled so far to find a par score to date.
They sure have. Only the 4 and the 5 have got within 5 points of either equaling or exceeding the speed par number for today's race. And then all but the 7 shows that they have a possibility to do it today.
Now, if you're looking for the horse that's shown the most improvement last out, you probably got to look at the 6. Better early pace. The only one to show better fractions last out. Everybody moving up in class. Of course, the 8 moving up into the real racing for the first time. Looks like the 8's got a pretty good jockey on there, Terry. Maybe not the best, but one that should give it a chance.
Yeah, that's true. But the best jockey really is the 5, and then the 2 is the best trainer. But I think the 5 is the best jockey trainer combination.
Now, speaking of the 5, last time out, 3-point speed figure advantage over the rest of the field. Andrew Beyer says, hey, anytime you see that, keep an eye open. And in fact, that speed figure edge was a huge factor on Kentucky Derby Day. I think all of the horses that had a 3+ or more, or at least all but one, actually did win. And then the 5-horse also with a top total pace advantage, 7 points. So about a length and a half better if you combine the early speed and the late speed. Maybe the 5 is the one to beat to get that maiden W today. Terry, we both kind of see it that way.
Yeah, I like the 5 Observer. She ran second versus similar in her last race. As a high percentage winning trainer, wins 27% of the maiden claiming races that he has a horse running in, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. The 3 Sunset Park, second choice. Her best start speed is fast among today's starters. She has a high percentage winning trainer who in the last 7 days been in the money 7 out of 12 starts with 3 wins. The 6 Sounds of Summer is the third choice, drops in class today, has a high percentage winning jockey, and Lasix is added. And then the 8 is my long shot, our little Supergirl. She is a first-time starter whose dam has 4 winners from 7 starters. One of them was a stakes winner. Her breeding suits today's sprint distance, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. The second and last Miami Vice, Don Johnson pick 4. I'm going to use the 3, 5, 6, 8 with the 1, 3, 4, 6 with the 1, 5, and then finish up with the 1, 6, 9 $48 ticket.
So Christopher, on you have race 4 here, and then race 4 here. Is this meant to be race 5? This one, just want to make sure that we get everything accurate. And if you have some picks or thoughts like Private Ross or Don Johnson or Christopher D'Souza, hey, please share us with us in the comment section. We appreciate all the feedback, any comments, any suggestions, any picks that you have. It doesn't have to be horse racing. If you really like somebody in the Stanley Cup playoffs or the NBA playoffs or a baseball team today that you think is a lock. I know there's some huge soccer games going on in the world as well. If there's anything across the world, the globe, that you think there's a good chance to make a few bucks on, let us know. We'd appreciate that. Observer gets the top-notch call for me as well, Terry. That one has a top last race speed figure advantage, has a total pace advantage, has a 1.5 length late pace advantage, and then it also has that, total pace advantage. Also a good chance to be a better horse in round 2 off the sidelines. Sunset Park is our simulation favorite, Terry, right here. We'll see. It is our sim favorite. A little one, though. Really no strong favorite in this race. Only one kind of could X out. Maybe it's the 2, but I would never do that because anytime I X something out, it wins. Also a good chance for the 3 to set the tone early on. Our little Supergirl, that first-time starter, you got to give it a chance versus a field of horses that have only produced maybes and no's. And then Malibu's Dynamite, the 4-horse. I think this one's got a good shot as one of the longer horses in the field odds-wise at the start. David Aragona usually pretty spot on with his lines. If this one rebounds, Terry, could upset both of our pick 4s. So I have 3, 5, 8 with the 1, 3, 4, with the 1, 4, 5, with the 1, 3, 9. Couldn't find a race. I only wanted to put 2 horses in. So 3 by 3 by 3 and leaving a bunch of money on the table. Before we go to race number 6, Terry, tomorrow it will be 4 and Friday with Tom. I think it's at Lightfield or something like that. He emailed me. Should start around 1 o'clock Eastern time. Best way to make sure you don't miss 4 and Friday or next week when we go Parks, Horseshoe, and Belmont again is to do what?
Well, you need to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the little bell. That'll tell you when any of the programs are coming up. It'll notify you, actually. And then go and copy the link at the bottom and share it with everybody you know so that they can come and check us out, too. I know they're going to like what they see. And then go to our social sites such as X and Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Threads, and Blue Sky at Horse Race, the number 2 day. Give us a thumbs up and a like. And then keep these comments coming, such as Private Ross 99, Don Johnson, and Christopher D'Souza, because it helps us out with the algorithms. And I want to say also that last week or on Tuesday, Christopher had a best bet. I had a best bet. I want to say that my best bet ran 3rd. Neither of us won, but his beat mine because it ran 2nd. So,
all right. Well,
there you go.
I think it only counts if you win. It's like playing closest to the pin in golf, and nobody puts it on the green, so it doesn't really count. I'm going to go with the to the next race, Terry, is what we're going to do. Race number 6 is what's next on our list. Only 3 more to go, so this day's kind of going quick. It's this. Is it a sprint? Is it a route? Distance? What is it?
Whatever. It's a 7 furlong, so it can be between a sprint and a route. I think they consider this a sprint, don't they?
Yeah, anything under a mile is a sprint.
Yeah, but optional claiming race, $100,000 claiming price, $92,000 purse for 4-year-olds and upward, which have never won $20,000 3 times other than a maiden claimant starter or state bred allowance, or which have never won 4 races, or which have never won $45,000 in 2025, or optional claiming price of $100,000.
It's a big race, 100 grand online. Terry's pocket change, right? So if you wanted to buy this horse, 24 Mamba, you wanted to buy the Kobe Bryant horse, would cost you 100 grand. Right there, you see it in the box. That's how you know. You cannot buy a Ridgewood Runner, so the connections here want to keep this horse. That tells me they're in for a check, not to sell the horse. As far as our 7 furlong profile of a winner, you can imagine that speed usually does pretty good. It does. The rail is fair. 2 and 3 get a discount. 4 through 7 is best. 8 and out has been bad. Terry, where are all the fast ones in the 6th race? Let me pull it up.
Well,
Bang,
the 3,
there you go.
Yeah, the 3 and the 5 are pretty close in speed data, so they could go head to that quarter pole. Just depends on who gets the best break and the best decision by the jockey.
Yeah, they're all dropping in class except for Nova Rags. The 6 in a very competitive race, and the 6 is another exception down here. Everybody wants to pilot or co-pilot. They all want to push, Terry.
Yeah.
6 is your lone closer. If the 6 had a much higher C zone, that horse would get a big look for me. He gets a look anyway. If you're looking for the horse in a race that looks pretty competitive where they all have hit par, Terry, it sure looks like there's 2 horses that have the best chance to get a race that looks a lot like their top performances.
Yeah, the 1 and the 5 both do. They're both over 50%, and that means that they're going to be very comfortable in this race. So.
Yes, and again, it means in 810 of our 1,000 simulations, the 1 horse's race today could look a lot like its winning performances, which is what you're looking for. It's also our simulation favorite. It's also got a 6-point last race speed figure edge, Terry. Also is our top total pace horse with the 6, the 2, and the 3 making the top 4. A little bit of a gap down in there. So it looks like the 1, the 2, the 3, and the 6 are the horses to beat. Did you put any others in there?
I like the 3 to start with. He likes Parks Racing, finishing the money 77% of the time, winning 38% of the starts, and today's distance is 3 wins out of 3 starts, so he's a perfect record. And he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Then Octane, the 4, is my second choice. He has won 44% of his career starts, drops in class today. Best dirt speed is fast among today's starters. He has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. Number 1, 24 Mamba is my third choice, won his last race, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Nova Rags is the 6th, my long shot. Finished in the money in 9 races out of the last 10 starts, winning 2 races, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. No bets for me here.
So I'm going to start with the 3 horse 2. That is Rockney. Rockney, that horse, Terry, 3 for 3 at the distance. So if it's a sprint, it's a route. It don't matter to the 3s. Won them all. Pace setter, bullet workout between races. He's going to go 4 for 4 today. 24 Mamba, that one is your top last race speed figure, 6 points better than the rest. Top total pace horse. But I'm a little bit worried that last time out was a peak race, and maybe we'll see some regression today. If not, going to beat that 3. Octane, the 4, that one is definitely seen a lot tougher horses in its career. Strong workouts leading up to its first race since mid-October, but the first up record is not a winning one. And then finally, number 6, Nova Rags. Tough call for me over that 2 horse that was in that front 4 as far as top total pace is concerned. But it is the lone closer versus a field that wants to go forward. So I think despite the comfort zone, you will pick off a few horses at the end and threaten for a piece of the exacta and trifecta, unless the other 5 goes so fast that he just waltzes in to the winner's circle. Race 7 starts the late daily double, Terry, and it's going to start with what?
It's a mile race, and we're going on the turf. It's an optional claiming race, $100,000 claiming price, $92,000 purse, and it's for 4-year-olds and upward, which have never won $20,000 3 times other than maiden claiming starter or state bred allowance, or which have never won 4 races, or which have never won $45,000 in 2025, or an optional claiming race of $100,000.
Yes, and 1 mile on the turf. Well, here they're going to start. I'm going to go around the finish line twice, right? Boom, yep. And then boom and boom. So to make that trip and make it one that ends up in the winner's circle, closers do pretty well. Still a hefty percent, 22%. Emmett Smith, the only 22. Go wire to wire. There's a strong rail bias for Donegal Momentum. 4 through 7, get a discount. 2 and 3 play fair. 8 and out play fair. So it just looks like 4 and 7 have a little bit more difficult trip than the rest, Terry. As I mentioned, closers do well. So let's talk about which horse here has the best chance to close at the end.
Well, it looks like the 4 to me has the best chance. It got, what is that, 7.6, which is 1.5 lengths on the rest of the field. So.
It does indeed. But it looks like we'll be chasing these three, the 1, the 5, and the 7. Looks like we actually have a nice overlay on that closer, Terry.
Yeah, it sure do. 3-2 to 3-1. So
yeah, big drop in odds there. 2 horses today we see that had better pace from the beginning to the middle to the end and better fractions. That would be the 1. Also would be the 6, Sherlock's Jewel. Got the 1 dropping a pretty hefty 2.4 lengths in class. That's a pretty good class drop, though, Terry. But that jockey, boy, he's going to have to do something he doesn't do a lot, and that's win. Which jockeys do win?
Well, the 7 shows the best data in here, best record, and the 4 is the best trainer. But I think the 4 is the best trainer-jockey combination. So
that does look like it indeed to me. Over here, got the 3 horse being a lone E. Everybody else middle back, Terry. A lot of times those horses, if they get out to the front, the 3 could be in the mix. Might have some other horses in front of it, what we call left arrow horses. But if the 3 does get to the front, Terry, looks like he could be fairly comfortable out there.
Yeah, it sure does. The 3 actually has 74%, which means it's really comfortable. The 1 is a little better with almost 86%. So several of these horses show that they can be very comfortable in running in this race.
We see 3 horses in here that are about 10 points better than the rest and our total pace. Anytime you see a 10-point gap, that's a pretty significant hurdle for the rest to overcome. Doesn't mean they can't, but it makes it a tough race for them. So it looks like the 7, 4, and 1 should be somewhere in your top choices, Terry, for race number 7. And, well, you do have the 1 as your best bet of the day.
I sure do. I like that one. Donegal Momentum. He has won 4 races out of 8 career starts, so he loves winning. Drops in class today and has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Then Big Everest, the 5 time at Parks, winning 71% of the starts, and the distance won't cause any problems. He's been in the money 64% of the time, winning 45% of the starts. Hush of a Storm, 4 is my 3rd choice. Finished 3rd versus Tougher on all weather in his last race. Drops in class today. Has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Sherlock's Jewel, the 6 long shot, has won his last race, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. I'm going to bet $40 to win on the 1, a $10 exacta box 1-5, and then a $10 exacta 1 on top with the 3, 4, 5, and 6.
I think the 1 horse Donegal Momentum should be a pretty good opportunity to win here. A strong rail, should be close to the front. It's won both races at the distance and is making the classic 3rd start after a layoff. Hush of a Storm, the 4 horse next in my order, simulation favorite, has that 1.5 length late speed edge, and late speed has been the way to win at a mile on the turf. And this horse does pretty well when it makes its first start after a little time on the sidelines. Big Everest, that is your morning line favorite. This guy should be probably the favorite. He's won 5 of 7 on Aqueduct turf. The 2nd in that mix was only by a neck, and also has a 3rd. So just a neck away from winning 6 out of 7. Son of a Birch is my next choice. The 15-1 shot in there, Terry. I just wanted to say that like that, but was a tough call for me over the 3, Wonderful Justice. But it has the top total pace horse. And if you're the top total pace horse, you have to get a call, Terry, in the selections. No bets for me. Final race of the day today before we go to Foreign Friday again tomorrow. Don't forget, you get free picks today for Belterra Park at Guaranteed Tip Sheet. There is a link in the description below. In just a few minutes over at horseracingtoday.net, we'll post all of our thoughts, our picks, along with the race replay. We'll also timestamp every race in the description on YouTube so you can come back and watch race number 7 and see all the reasons why Terry thought Donegal Momentum was the best bet at Belmont at Aqueduct today, and kindly hit on that HRT gear button right there. Come on over here, buy a hat, buy a lucky number 7, orange. I mean, it's probably more appropriate for October, but hey, the warm weather is finally coming. Great to have some T-shirts, great to represent and support horse racing today and the show Terry and I do. Last race for you and I this week, Terry, is race number 8. Take it away.
All right, so in race 8, we're going to go to the outer turf, 6 furlongs. It's a maiden claiming race, $50,000 claiming price. Purse $48,000. It's outer turf for maidens, 3-year-olds, and upward, foaled in New York State and approved by the New York State Registry.
So for that outer turf race, early speed, yes. So the other one is closers. This one you better be fast. 31% of them get the first call, and they win at the last call as well. The rail stinks for Ori. So Dylan Davis, you got your work cut out for you, buddy. 2 through 7, a small bonus, 8 and out, a discount. So really the only post position that looks like it hampers the horse is the rail. Terry, who's got the speed where a lot go wire to wire?
Well, the 5 has the most speed, but there's 3 horses in there that are pretty close. So I think if the 5 gets out there, it could go quite a ways. So
it looks like the second race is about to get going. So most of them dropping a class. You see the 3 horse here is a lone E. Everybody else middle back. A bunch so far that haven't been close to winning. Terry, the 3 horse doesn't have the strongest C zone. Which horses are likely to get the best trip and get their maiden score?
Well, it looks to me like the 1 and the 9 are both with over 50%, so they should get a pretty good trip.
Yeah, the 9 has a top speed figure by 6 points, top total pace by 5. Real quick, Terry, they're lining up. What do you like and why?
Okay, well, in this race here, I like the 9 Army Proud. Finished 3rd in last race. Best per turf speed is fast among today's starters. Has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. Lasix and blinkers are added. Cousin Ed, the 6, is my second choice. Finished 3rd versus tougher the last race. Drops a class today. Has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. The 1 is my 3rd choice. Finished 3rd in the last race and has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. The 3 is my long shot. He ran 2nd versus tougher on the dirt in his last race, and he has a high percentage winning trainer. Out of money, so no bets for me.
So Army Proud has that speed figure advantage, total pace advantage, gets first Lasix. Pandemic Hero, the 3 horse, 3rd up for the first time, couple of seconds in a row. It is our biggest class dropper. The 1 horse, Ori, been off for a while. Solid works, but the rail sucks. And there was a tough call for me between the 13 and the 6, but I went with the 13, most experienced horse, also taking a sizable drop. 139.13, 50-cent exact the box for me to wrap up my Benny and the bets for this week. Race number 2 about to get going. Looks like right now in race number 2, the favorite is the 4 horse at 3-2 from 4 to 5 morning line. They're off and they are running as we projected in our speed charts here. We've got the 3 horse off to a lead, and this time around the jockey's not just stampeding out. The 2 horse is in that mix as well. First Trumpet, one that neither of us has in our picks. The 6 horse, Terry's top choice, McCall, running 3rd, going to be 3 wide on the back stretch. Going to have to move himself up in front of somebody. You don't want to go 3 wide, I think, through the turn. It's always a tough spot to be. The favorite right now, the 4 horse. Game Time Gladiator, sitting in a stalking position in the 1 horse. Outsource, about a length off everybody else. Has a pretty good shot to get a good view of the race ahead. Does look like the 6 horse is running kind of easiest. He's going to have to go wide, though. That could make his trip a little bit difficult. The 4 horse is going to have to go widest of all. The 3 horse is dipped down. No, he didn't go to the rail. He's going to try to split horses. But that long shot 2 is the one that looks like it could be difficult to beat here. I don't know if anybody's going to go by them. The 3 and the 6 are trying like hard, like hell. That wide trip, they're both running very rank, the 6 and the 3. 4 horse looks like it might be the one that has a chance to get by everybody else, but he's running up the track too, Terry. Looks like that 2 horse is going to run away with this race at the end. That's a long shot. Although 4 horse is making up some ground late. I don't think he's got enough room to finish it off. The 2 horse, Terry, is your winner. The longest shot, First Trumpet, then the 4. So what did we miss with the 2 horse, Terry?
Well, I don't know, but as we've said a lot of times, when you only have 5 horses in a race, and it's the first part of a pick 4, you ought to use the longest shot in there. So.
Yeah, that's the Scott Fielder approach.
Yeah.
Well, the 2 horse was dropping a little bit in class right there. That was a pretty positive. Last time out, one of 2 horses along with the 3 to show better pace from the beginning to the middle to the end did show that he would be up towards the front. So when he got the jump on the 3, that gave it a little bit of a race advantage in there, Terry. So
Yeah.
a lot of green runners in here. That was pretty interesting to me, how many of those horses just running sideways around the track. So in any case, that kills those pick threes, Mr. Terry.
Pick fours, you mean? Yeah.
Thanks for your time today. Thank you, sir. Oh, race number 7, best bet, 40 to win on the 4.
Yeah.
So that you guys are squared up again to see who gets the race
Between
number 8.
the 1 and the 4.
The 1 and the 4. Rich's crypto code V code came through. I don't know what happened in that race, but the 2 horse. I mean, when it got the lead, you know it had a chance because a lot of horses go wire to wire. Really surprise race from the 2. And sometimes in horse racing, it is, after all, a game of risk. And sometimes it does make sense to take the longest shot in a 5-horse field, Terry. It's what a lot of folks do in those handicapping contests. Any final thoughts from you, Terry, before we get out of here today?
No, just everybody stay safe, treat people the way you want to be treated, and have a great day, and I'll see you on Monday.
Yes, again, 4 and Friday tomorrow. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't. All of our social sites scrolling down there below. Remember, in just a few minutes, we'll post everything at horseracingtoday.net. Free picks today at Belterra. Link in the description below. That's it, folks. As Elmer Fudd would say. We hope that no matter what you're doing, until we get back together again, it's filled with God's grace, God's favor, and everything ends up in the
winner's circle.
Yes, indeed. Make it a great show. Thank you, Christopher. We appreciate that. It would have been a little better if we had the 2. Make it a blessed, terrific Terry Thursday. And out we go.